This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good morning. Uh, so let's wait for 1 minute. So Srinath and Ajas will join. So any queries meanwhile? So from your end, any queries on data stores and then the JMS queue configuration? Any queries from your end? So silence means I hope no queries. I hope you are able to hear my voice, right? Hello.
Yes, Chandra.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So let's start today's session then. So as discussed yesterday, how we can configure retry mechanism for the failed messages, right? So how we can configure the retry mechanism for the failed message. So, so just how to join. So let me share my screen. I hope it is loading. So are you able to see my screen? Okay. I hope you are able to see.
Yes, Chandra.
So, okay. So here we are using this package, right? So let me open this package now. So here what we are doing is, so any error occurs we have to send. So in real time what will happen is, so see, let me open paint here. So see, actually what was the previous configuration we made. So any error occurs in the integration flow, any error, so let me open the exception sub process. So see here, so any error occurs in inside of the integration process, that error messages will be handled by exception sub process. That exception sub process will take care about, I mean, it will take the this data like exception details, and it will send to the target system, I mean like a target email server. So in that case, so when we are doing that case, so now what we are doing is, so previous case how we configure this end message will connect with this receiver with the mail adapter, right? With the mail adapter actually. So but now in this case what we are doing is, we are sending these details to the, okay, anyway, so this we are sending these details to the target JMS queue. Got it? Target JMS queue. So it is not working actually. When I'm saving, it is not working. Copied integration flows is not working properly. So let me create a new integration flow for retry. So let me edit this. సో అర్థమైంది కదండి. ప్రీవియస్గా ఏంటంటే వెన్ వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాసెస్ యూస్ చేసి వీ సెంట్ మెసేజ్ టు ద టార్గెట్ సిస్టమ్. ఫ్రమ్ ద ఎక్సెప్షన్ డీటెయిల్స్ వీ సెండ్ టు ద టార్గెట్ రిసీవర్ సిస్టమ్. రిసీవర్ సిస్టమ్ మీన్స్ మనకి ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు మాత్రమే వీ హ్యావ్ టు కనెక్ట్ విత్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద సిస్టమ్స్ అన్న. గాట్ ఇట్? ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు వీ హ్యావ్ టు కనెక్ట్ విత్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద సిస్టమ్స్ లైక్ ఈమెయిల్ సర్వర్. సో సపోర్ట్ టీమ్ ఉంటుంది కదండి, ఏ అయితే మెసేజెస్ ఫెయిల్ అయ్యాయో ఆ ఫెయిల్ అయిన మెసేజెస్ని చెక్ చేయడానికి సపోర్ట్ టీం ఉంటుంది కదా మనకి, ఆ టీంకి మనం ఈమెయిల్ ట్రిగర్ చేస్తాం యాక్చువల్గా. సో యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ రెస్పాండింగ్, లెట్స్ వెయిట్ కపుల్ ఆఫ్ సెకండ్. వై? Yes, yes, now it is responding. So see here, I am implementing one integration flow, that is retry underscore JMS. So by using JMS, I use a retry method. So retry with JMS. So see, so let me configure that configuration with the exceptions of process. So see, now what I'm doing is, so same configuration what we made in a previous session. So see, uh, so here I'm using one of the converter, that is XML to JSON. So XML.
Hello, Chandra, your screen was unshared.
Hello, you lost my voice actually.
Yes, Chandra.
Okay, okay, maybe some network issue. So I'm configuring. Uh, I'm configuring this configuration again because that integration flow is not saving actually. So that is the reason I am using this new integration flow. So what will happen whenever the message fails in the connectivity part or else in the conversion part, if the message fails, what will happen is immediately this exceptions of process will call. So what I'm doing is, so here in the exceptions of process, I am reading the body of the message. So got it, the body of the message. So what will happen, the body of the message will go to this JMS queue. What is the expression for reading the body? In dot body. So now what we are connecting with a target receiver JMS queue. Target receiver JMS queue. So here you can say this is the receiver. So this is the receiver. Now what I am configuring is, this is receiver one, right? So I am configuring this JMS adapter, where it is. So this is the JMS adapter. So this is the JMS configuration now we made. So now what we are doing is, so in the same integration flow, see here, so whenever the HTTP, the sender triggers the data, if there is no issue with the connectivity, if there is no issue with the conversion, the message usually sent to this receiver. If not, if any error occurs while conversion or while connecting with the mail server, what will happen is this exceptions of process will call. So these exceptions of process will place the message body in this JMS queue. Will place the message body in this JMS queue. So what will happen in the other integration flow? Also, you can configure to read these messages, or else you can also configure this here itself. So see here, I am configuring this integration process here. So this integration process will connect with this JMS sender. So JMS sender. So here what we are doing is, so just we are taking the data from the JMS receiver, I mean JMS send message, start message. So this is the start message. So now the sender will connect in this integration flow. What it will do is, it will read the data from the JMS queue, uh, and it will send to the same mail server. Why we are configuring same mail server here is, so whenever it is fails, right, it is for example it is failed in a conversion issue, I mean connectivity issue. So what will happen, it will try for up to 60 times, right? The connectivity issue resolved within 30 to 40 minutes. So we are retrying this JMS queue until 60 times, right? So that means after 30 minutes the message will send to the target receiver. So let me show you that in detail actually. So see, while testing we will get a clear idea here. So here I am using again mail server. So now see what will happen is, so just a second, actually this mail server contains some errors with the authentication. So let me log into the other server first. So then we can use it. Give me a second. I am pausing my screen. I will log in with other user. Log out. So with the GitHub, it is not working. I Mailtrap sign in not working. Yes. Safe email dusting. So here, I'm using some other mailbox here, some other inbox I'm using here. So this inbox contains a different detail. So let me create with these details. So because I'm getting this one right, so let me share my screen now. So now I'm sharing my details. So here we have to configure this mail ID here. Uh, So see, this is the sandbox of same server, but the authentication details will be different here. So here, this is the mail server.
Sorry, Chandra, your screen was not up here.
Yeah, now you will not get that connectivity issues. I just changed my network. So are you able to hear my voice properly, right?
Yes, Chandra.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So here, I'm copying this user here. So now this is the two mail ID. So now say SAP CPI 098. Sorry, SAP CPI at the rate gmail at the rate sap.com. So here in the subject, I am sending this message from Postman. So this message from Postman. Why I am placing this Postman? If the successful message will trigger the message to this receiver. If the failure message will trigger the message to, failure message will trigger message to this may receiver too, right? So that is to differentiate that one. I am configuring that one. So here, let me save this now. For now, let me save this. So we have to configure this sender HTTPS, receiver JMS, everything we have to configure. So here, so this is mail new login, right? So we have to update the user credentials there. So say this is the username. So here this is class mail trap underscore class, and let me edit this username now. So the password we are using is this one. So what it is 4B. So here, so that is the password we are using now. So now I deploy. So now we have to use this mail trap ID. I mean as a credential name. Password key ఇది use చేస్తామని. So let me place it here. So now everything will solve here. So see mail tab. So this mail server error is all gone. So same configuration will be used for in the below receiver also. In the below receiver also. So now what we are changing here is just the subject of the payload, subject of the email body. So see here, the subject is this message from JMS. So you will get a clear idea once we are done. So just focus on the configuration now. So here in the processing, what we have to place one of the test message. So invoice underscore retry. So just for our understanding, I am using retry. So I'm not checking this compression and stored message. So here I'm using this option. I mean here the same queue name where we have to place in this sender JMS queue. In this sender JMS queue. So here I am configuring this sender JMS queue and it will read one message per pull. Concurrent process one, and it will retry every 1 minute up to 60 times. Up to 60 times it will read. So see here, so this is also done, right? So let me see. Then we have to configure only the sender HTTP adapter. So this is the pending part from our. So in the connections, what we are doing is so slash JMS underscore retry underscore class 10. So this is the class. So now I am saving this configuration. So everything will done. So let me explain this configuration again. So here whenever the sender sends the data, if it is no issue connectivity or conversion, then data will go to the target receiver as usual. If any error occurs, this exceptions of process will send the message body to the receiver JMS queue, to the receiver JMS queue. So once this receiver JMS receives the data, this integration process will try to process that message to this receiver. That's all. So let me deploy this. So also go to the navigate to integration content. So meanwhile let me open Postman. So to test that integration flow. So actually, you might not get these options. I hope. So log, trace, message. This is the add-on from the Google Chrome. So actually, this tool is not working properly. So if this tool is working properly, then we are easily monitor what are all the message processed. How we can check the trace. You can enable trace from here itself. So when I click on trace, it will automatically see error activating trace. So previously, when it is working fine, so it will automatically change to the trace mode actually. So that is not working. So anyway, I will show you how we can add that to our Google Chrome. So so if that is working in your system, that is very easy to monitor the messages while developing. So see, I am copying this endpoint URL. So let me create a one new request for this integration. Oh, it is taking time to open. So now let me create a new request for, so let me copy this body. We require this body actually. So here we are using post call, right? So we are using post and then body and then raw. We are selecting raw here. I'm pasting this information here. The authorization after endpoint you are placing, I will place the authorization here. So let me copy this. Let me place the endpoint URL. Okay, okay, barrier token base authentication. So now I am using base authentication here. So in the body, so I am placing this, right. So it is an if it is an I mean valid XML payload, it will automatically convert the data into the JSON and it will send to the target Gmail server. So let me trigger the data now. I hope everything will work without any, yes. So now this is converted to the JSON and it is sent to the email server. If you see, let me open that email server. So we received this message from Postman. So that means there is no connectivity issues here. So let me see the monitor message processing here. So see here. So if the successful case, the message will process normally without any issue. So see, without any issue, the message is processing normally. So for example, see, if I place, so one of the field here, see, uh, so see here, so I am removing this tag actually. So that means this is not valid, right? So when it is not valid, so then the converter will definitely return the error. So see, I am sending this information. So now you will see you are getting as it is. Whatever the data we are getting, sending that information we are getting as it is. But see in the log level, see how the message is processing here. So see, this is the actual message we triggered data. So let me show you that why we got. నేను ఇప్పటికి 2 మెసేజ్ మాత్రమే ట్రిగ్గర్ చేశాను. But here you can see నాకు 3 మెసేజ్ లాగ్ వచ్చింది. Why? I will show you that. So see here, when I trigger the message, it is got error here. Immediately the exception sub process was called. So when the exception sub process called, the data, whatever the data, so this content modifier will read the data, right? So this content modifier will read the body of the message and it will send to this JMS queue. సో ఇక్కడ JMSQ వర్క్ ఏంటంటే ఎవ్రీ మినిట్ when message having the details, so I mean JMSQ contains data, immediately it will try to reprocess that message to the target server, right? Immediately it will try to reprocess the message to the target server. So let's see the message, I mean processing log of the previous message. So see, This is the first step of the integration flow. The next step is whatever the message we enter into this JMS queue, it will immediately try to reprocess the data to the this second integration process. So let me open that second integration process steps. So message processing. So this is the latest message, right? See here. So even it is failing in the first integration process, we are sending that data in the second integration process. Second integration process. See here. So see, this message is going to the target receiver by using the second integration process. Sir, what is the advantage? ఇక్కడ direct గా ఇక్కడే mail పెట్టుకోవచ్చు కదా. What is the advantage here? I will explain you. So see, this message from JMS. So see, this message from JMS, and we can make some comments like this is the error message, like that you can make some comments in the subject as well. So here, for example, this is actually the conversion issue. So for example, this is actually one of the connectivity issue. So for example, this is connectivity issue. So that means the target server is not available for particular point of time. So I cannot stop the server, right? I'm making some changes here. I'm making some dummy changes here. Now see what this JMS, this configuration will do is, so it will retry the message up to 60 times. So let me show you. Extra time మీకు చూపించాను కదండి, ఇది 3 times retry చేసిందని. So like that it will retry the message. So I will show you the retry status now. So see, this is error message, right? Anyway, it will go to this second integration process. So let's see, let me send the data now. So now it is sending, right? So now it is sent. So let's see, in the message processing log, the first is an actual message. So the second message, see, it is in a retry status. If you observe, this is in a retry status. Why it is retry? So here we made changes, right? So what changes we made? Made the changes in a host name. So that means we are not able to connect with this server. So మన నార్మల్ గా ఇక్కడ మేక్ చేస్తే, ఈ డమ్మీ చేంజ్ ఇక్కడ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుందండి, ఇమీడియట్ గా ద మెసేజ్ విల్ క్యాన్సిల్, రైట్? ద మెసేజ్ ఎర్రర్ స్టేట్ లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. కానీ ఇక్కడ చూడండి, వెన్ వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ దిస్ జిఎంఎస్ యాజ్ ఎ సెండర్, that message will not be in a error state. So why it is not in error state? The GMS advantage is, whenever the data is successfully sent to that receiver system, then only the message will be deleted from the GMS queue. Otherwise, until it reaches to the target, it will try to reprocess the message until this retry intervals. That means 60 times it will retry the message. So see, every 1 minute we configure, right? Every 1 minute you have to retry the message. So maybe we already 2 minutes gone. So see, 2 times it is already retried. So if I refresh this, might we will get other log as well. So like a third and fourth log as well. So see, every 1 minute we will get a retry. So the log will be updated sometimes slowly, but it will retry the message every 1 minute. So you can also check the retry logs in a main home page as well. See, every 1 minute is trying to reprocess the message to the target. So after 30 minutes, the server is alive. The message will go to the target system without any issue, without missing the issue. So ఈ ఎక్సెప్షన్ సబ్ ప్రాసెస్ కి మెయిల్ కాన్ఫిగర్ చేయడం వల్ల అడ్వాంటేజ్, జేఎంఎస్ క్యూ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ చేయడం వల్ల అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఏంటంటే, సో ఇప్పుడు నేను డైరెక్ట్గా మెయిల్ కాన్ఫిగర్ చేశాను అనుకోండి, జస్ట్ సపోర్ట్ టీమ్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయ్యి మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళు ట్రిగ్గర్ చేసుకుంటామో, లేకపోతే సెండర్ సిస్టమ్ని అడిగి ట్రిగ్గర్ చేయమని చెప్పడమో చేయాలండి. ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ కాన్ఫిగరింగ్ దిస్ జేఎంఎస్ క్యూ, so if this is a connectivity issue or something else, then that message will automatically retry until the system is reaching online. So ఇక్కడ నాకు ఇది సిస్టమ్ బ్యాక్ అయ్యేంత వరకు it will try to reprocess. See, so see, it is already 4 times it is reprocessed. So maybe we got other 2 logs as well. Let me check now. So see, it is only 4 times. So like this, it will automatically retry the messages until it reaches to the target based on this interval, pool intervals. So pool intervals and retry intervals. So clear everyone. So like this, the message will go to the retry status. So here also you can see that retry status message will be in like this. So see, this is the retry message. So you can also see the log here.
Yeah,
So
I
this
have.
is the log of retry message. Yeah,
Is this number 60 is fixed, or else we can also change?
yeah, we can configure. So this is the default value. So just this is we use the normal, I mean default value. You can use up to 100, and also here it is retrying every 1 minute. If you want, you can make every 10 minutes. That's up to you. That's up to your requirement, or that's up to your client requirement.
Okay.
Yeah,
And in here also in the second floor also, if the system host is not getting connected after the duration, then it will
yeah,
get
after the
stopped.
duration, if the message is not connected, it will stop the retry mechanism. It will
Uh,
stop the retry of the that message, but the message still alive in the JMS queue.
okay, and then what is the use? Then it will stop the retrying after some time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See
After that,
here. Anyway, you will get. So, what are all the messages are not processed to the target? You can find that messages in the retention period. Retention period is over, right, for some of the messages. So, based on that, you can check the messages in the JMS queue with the overdue status. With the overdue status, the message will be available in the JMS queue. So based on that, so this is a retry, right? So it contains one message. So the status is failed here. Why it is status failed? So until 60 times we configure, right? After 60 times it will still the status is failed. So the retention period, so this is up to May 25th, right? So we configure up to due at 27. So if the message is not reading the from the queue, reading from the queue after 27 2023 9 a.m. So what will happen? The status will go to the overdue. So based on that, you can find what are all the messages are not sent to the target system. Got
okay,
it?
those okay,
Yeah.
those messages how we can send it again if second floor
Yeah,
also
if
gets.
you want, you can pull other way, or else you can delete. So if the messages are not coming, so I mean not sent to the target, so that depends upon our client requirement. So these are messages are overdue. If you wanted to process this message again, then we can. So anyway, the overdue message also we can read from the JMS queue, other JMS queue.
Hmm.
Okay, so based on that, we can check with the business. So if they don't require this element, so just select this element. So what are all in a overdue status, you can select, then you can delete from here. Or else you can try to retry as well. So you have an option, right? So what are all the retry mechanisms? That I mean messages, you can normally retry this message. So anyway, it is in retry status only. See, still this message in retry status only if you observe. So see, this is in a retry. That is the reason it is showing the message in a failed status. If you observe, this message is retried up to 6 times here now till date. So
Hmm.
this is about the retry configuration. So that is, if the message is overdue, you can also retry, or else you can delete, or else you can download and check the message what is the inside of it. So based on that, so based on the business cases, we will take the necessary actions on the messages existing in the JMS queue. So anyway, this concept is everyone understood, right? Why we are retrying. So how the retry is happening here? Raghav, Vamsi, I mean Ajas, Arun.
Yeah,
Yes, Chandra.
retrying message
Oh,
is nothing but resending only, no?
Yeah, yeah, resending of data
Uh,
whenever it is failed. Yeah.
okay, even not only for this, even for all the failed messages, we can
Yes,
retry.
all the failed messages you can configure one queue actually. One queue. So that means we are using invoice, right? So invoice underscore retry. So we can place all the failure messages in one queue. That operations team, that support team can take care. Which message is going to the which receiver. The like that also we can make actually. So
I'm not
Well,
asking with this flow, Chandra. Like even for any other connectivity also, if the message gets failed, we can
yes, this
generally.
is so yes, every integration flow inside of the CPA, we have to establish this exceptions of process with the retry mechanism. When the client is required a retry for every integration flow, we have to configure this exceptions of process for everywhere.
Only with the exceptions of cross only we can resend messages. Otherwise, even for example, only
Otherwise,
one
we
file.
cannot. No, no, no. How we can capture the error? How we
Okay,
can
got
capture error? Yeah,
okay.
without
Body the
exceptions of process. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Chandra, what is the reason behind trying for next 59 times or 60 times? Once it is
Yeah,
fail means obviously next time also it will fail.
yes, yes. So here you can see, actually we thought of that is a temporary connectivity issue. So it might 15 minutes, it might 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the system will alive, right? You got it? After 30 minutes,
Yes,
the
yes.
system is alive. So that time, so see, it is tried for 6 times, right? So let me refresh this now. It might went up to 7 to 8 times. So see, it was retried 8 times. So from 9 to 910. So for example, if I change this configuration, so I mean like if I change means so the server is back. You think the server is back. So then see when I'm deploying this correct value in a runtime. So what will happen? This message will will send to the target system. See this message will send to immediately it will send to the target system. So when we have a other retry, so మనకి అదర్ రీట్రై ఉంటుంది కదండి. సో ఆ రీట్రై ఎప్పుడైతే నాకు పూల్ అవుతుందో దట్ టైమ్ ద మెసేజ్ విల్ గో టు ద టార్గెట్ సిస్టమ్. సో దట్ మీన్స్ హియర్ అండ్ అంటే అండి ఇక్కడ నేను ఈ సర్వర్ని స్టాప్ చేయలేదు కదా, స్టాప్ చేయలేను యాక్చువల్గా మీకు చూపించడానికి. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ డూయింగ్ ఇస్, సో ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ ప్లేసింగ్, సో ఐఎమ్ ప్లేసింగ్ సమ్ చేంజ్ ఇన్ అ హోస్ట్ నేమ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు ద ఫెయిల్యూర్ స్టేటస్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు ద రీట్రై స్టేటస్. సో నా సి ఇక్కడైనా చూసుకోవచ్చు ఈ మెసేజ్ ఇక్కడ నాకు ఈ క్యూలో లేదంటే ఇట్ వాస్ సెండ్ టు ద టార్గెట్ సిస్టమ్. So still it is there. The next retry is not happened yet. It will happen in every 1 minute, right? As configured. So let's wait for couple of minutes. So it will retry the message to the target system. So only one message will retry to the target system. Let's wait. So got it, Ajas? అంటే ఇక్కడ మనం సర్వర్ అనేది అంటే అగైన్ మీరు ఫెయిల్ అవుతుందని చెప్పి అనొచ్చు. సో సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దిస్ ఈస్ అ టెంపరరీ కనెక్టివిటీ ఇష్యూ. So that means the server is down for 30 minutes or 20 minutes like that. Anyway, after 30 minutes, the server is alive. So 30 times is reprices చేసిన తర్వాత after 31st one it will success, right?
Yes, got it, Chandra.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
that is the reason we are configuring this retry mechanism here. Till it
So
is not,
one might
yeah.
once instead of the exceptions of process, we can also if we use content modifier after start message, we can also capture the data, no source and data.
Yeah, okay. You can capture the data. So
And that
every
data,
time that data will go to the JMS queue, right? Every time,
not
even it is
instead of
successful, even it is failure, whatever it is, it will take the data in the content modifier and it will send to the receiver JMS queue, right? So how we can differentiate the successful one or failure one here?
my doubt is not that one.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay, explain again that
What
your
I'm
question.
asking, once go to the flow, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
What
okay,
I'm asking is like instead of second flow, so except in sub process, if we there
okay,
is no that flow in the first flow itself, if we use content modifier after start message,
okay.
there. So we will be having the source data now. So that way we cannot resend again if the message gets failed. Yeah, if
How
we
we
use
can
yes,
resend them? By using
because
descriptor.
uh yeah, script, we can use script, right? As you said.
We can use script here, but that is
Uh,
storing in a message processing logs, right? That is not storing in the JMS queue, right?
okay. Only to view the payload only we can use the content modifier there.
That
Just
yes, that you yes, we can use that script actually to view the payload. Yes.
Arun, you mean manually you want to retrieve that message, retrieve that message?
Yeah, manually we can do with that option.
Yeah. But it will be
Yeah,
a long
manually.
process, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Chandra, my doubt is like if you use indoor body, whatever the source data is coming, that can be seen right in the content modifier, even though if we don't write script, that will capture no
Yes, we
generally.
cannot see in the logs, right? We cannot see in the logs actually.
Okay. In the message log, the what is the input and output of this content modifier we cannot see.
Yeah, yeah. In the message log, without trace, we cannot see.
Okay, okay. For that we are writing script. Okay.
Yes, yes, right. Because still it is trying to retry. So, but it is 9, 9, 10, right?
Chandra,
So
in
it
that
is
why it, it log will change inform to trace.
sorry, Vamsi.
ఇప్పుడు రీట్రై జేఎంఎస్ ఓపెన్ చేశారు కదా అక్కడ ట్రేస్ నుంచి ఇన్ఫో మళ్ళీ లాక్ చేంజ్ అయింది ఆటోమేటిక్ చేంజ్ అయింది ఎలా
Yeah, automatically change అయిందండి. Why it is changed is so trace కి మనకి only 10 minutes కదండి. For this integration flow, the trace will be only for 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, it will automatically change to info.
ఓకే
Got it? It will
ఓకే
automatically change to info. That is the reason. So if I enable trace again for this retry JMS, then the next log, whatever the next log we are getting, that will be in the trace mode. Adhainani. So here now I change it, right? So in the next pool, it will take the normal receiver. I mean normal JMS. I mean receiver mail address, and it will reprocess the message to the target. So it might take time. So let's see the other configuration now. So let me open our word first. Um, so let me open this. So any queries in a simulation? Have you tested the simulation configuration? So simulation I already highlighted yesterday. So it is done. So now we are done with the JMS. We are done with the JMS now. So and also so let's focus on this general splitter and iterating splitter here today. Okay. So general splitter and iterating splitter. So here, so let me reprocess, refresh this. So now see the message is going to completed. Got it? So after 15 minutes, the message is completed if you observe. After 15 minutes, the message is completed. So if I see, I will receive this message here. So a minute ago, I received this message. So got it? This is the advantage of the retry mechanism. Everyone got it right?
Now what happened like I mean you did change the server host name or else automatically it
Yeah,
got
yeah. Just I changed right in the. So when I just asked the question, I changed the configuration. So I changed the configuration as an actual host I have placed. So
okay.
after next interval, it is try to reprocess the message to the
Oh,
targets.
got it.
Yeah. So this is about the retry configuration. So now, before going to the general splitter and iterating splitter, So anyone, I mean, so all are familiar with what is XML, right? So all are familiar with what is XML, the opening tag, closing tag, what is root tag. So everyone, okay, I mean, everyone good with that, right? So because the splitter is mostly covering with that concept only, that XML, I mean the JM, I mean XML and the non-XML concepts only. So like, let me take one example here. So let's take a splitter to create a, let me create a one integration flow. I integration flow underscore splitter splitter underscore cluster. So let me check. So what does mean by splitter here? So the use of splitter is to split the messages into the multiple. I mean, for example, I'm getting uh, the multiple invoices from the source. So I would like to send that invoices individually to the target. Got it? Individually to the target. So that means here individually to the target. So see here, let me take a notepad. So see here. So for example, this is one of the invoice payload. For example, this is one of the invoice payload. So see, this invoice contains total three invoices. So for example, inside of the invoices, I have total three invoices. The first one is 25, the second one is 26, the third one is 27. So total, how many invoices we have? Total three invoices we have. So, so by using this, so the target requires three invoices at the target side. So let's see here, the splitters, all splitters will be available in the router option. In the routing option, we have splitter, right? So in this splitter, we have a general splitter, UDO splitter, IDOC splitter, iterating splitter, PKCS has CMS splitter, and TAR and zip splitter. So let's focus on the first general splitter. So what is general splitter first of all? So let me take this general splitter and I am placing the data in content modifier. So here we have a content modifier, right? So I am placing this data in the content modifier. So what this content modifier will do is, so in the header, this is a content modifier, right? So in the body, I am placing this information. The three invoices I have, right? So this is the invoices data I have placed. So the general splitter, what it will do is, so here this is the general splitter configuration. So the name of the splitter, if you want, you can change it. So in the processing, we have a two types of expression types here, XPath and line break. XPath and line break. So first, so line break is very easy here. There is no configuration also required. Let's focus on the XPath first. సో ఇక్కడ సో సోర్స్ నుంచి వచ్చే పేలోడ్లో నేను ఎక్కడ స్ప్లిట్ చేయాలి, ఏ ప్లేస్లో ఈ మెసేజ్ని స్ప్లిట్ చేయాలి. సో వేర్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు స్ప్లిట్ ద మెసేజ్. సో హియర్ యూ కెన్ సీ, లెట్ మీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్. సో హియర్ వేర్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు స్ప్లిట్, సో నేనేం చెప్పాను, ఇండివిడ్యువల్ ఇన్వాయిస్ని స్ప్లిట్ చేయాలని చెప్పి అంటున్నా. సో ఇన్వాయిసెస్ స్లాష్ ఇన్వాయిస్. So see the XPath of this. So the XPath of this to split the message is so slash invoice. So that means see ఇక్కడ నాకు split చేయి, ఎన్ని రికార్డ్స్ ఉంటే అన్ని రికార్డ్స్ ఇన్వాయిస్ లోకి నాకు split చేయి. So how many records I have total? 3 records. So first invoice, second invoice and third invoice. So total 3 records, right? So if I configure this option, so see here, this is the invoices and invoice. So this is actually the um, so this is the actual configuration. So grouping means, so now individual, so if I am not placing any of the value here, it will take, like for example, so the source is sending four messages. If I send two, each two messages will send to the target. If I'm not giving any value, it will send one by one value to the target. So see here, this is streaming. So streaming means this messages will go to the one by one. Here you can see, select this option to stream the process of splitting a big composite message into the series of messages in small chunks. So for example, I am getting 1 GB data. So it will take it will, I mean, it will chunk the data, like it will make the some parts of data, and it will, and if 1 GB data వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, it will divide four parts. First part successful process అయితే second part successful గా process third part, అలా stream చేసుకొని it will process the data actually. So next, parallel processing means whenever it is splitted, the data will automatically send to the target. So but here intended, if I'm not selecting this option, the messages, three messages, until it's splitted, the three messages will send to the target at a time. So if I check this option, three messages will send to the three different times. So like here you can see number of concurrent process, and then timeout we have to specify when you are selecting this parallel processing option.
I didn't get this parallel process. Can you repeat it?
So see here, the C. Let me check this parallel processing definition here. Select this option to enable concurrent processing of the split messages. Also specify the timeout value. So parallel processing means, so here when I am using this general splitter, what will happen is after splitting these three messages only, it will send to the target. So once the message, first message splitted, it will not send to the target. Got it? So after three messages splitted, so three messages splitted means I am taking this example. Total three invoices I have, right? So after splitting of these three messages, it will send to the target. So if I use this option, what will happen is, if I use this option, it will take a concurrent processes, like a, so here I am selecting 10 messages, right? So 10 messages, so that means it contains 30 messages. For example, it contains 30 messages. So whenever the 10 messages are splitted, immediately the 10 messages will trigger to the target. So after 10 messages process, that the 10 messages will process target. So last 30 messages is processed, that 30 messages will process to the target. So timeout is that 10 messages will process within the 300 seconds to the target. Otherwise, it will get a timeout exception.
Chandra, if we uncheck that one, then all messages will go right to the target,
Yeah,
all
all
at a time.
messages will go at a time. Even it is 100, even it is a 200, all messages will go to the target at a time. So see here, so let's enable, so let me check this general splitter, how it will work. So here, how many messages I am sending in the content modifier? See, only one message, right? So only one message I am sending. So but this general splitter will split the messages into the three messages. So let's see. So I'm just doing the simulation here, so we can check this in a simulation itself. So that means the target will receive total three messages. So see here, when we have a multiple message, so this is only one message, but here you can see we got a three messages. That three messages count you can see here. So this is the third message, right? So here, so let's check the first message body here. So see here, so these are the message, the first invoice. So like that is 25. So if I check the second one, this is the 26th, and this is the 27th. So see, total three messages we got, right? So here you can see, if you observe, for the general splitter, if you observe, it contains the root element also. So observe, it contains the root element also. The root element means invoices also. Got it? So root element, and every message is contains the XML declaration. So this is called as a XML declaration. So this is the call it as a XML declaration. So this is the use of this general splitter. So general splitter will take the every tag. So నాకు root tag అని తీసుకుంటుంది, and also inside of it it is taking the data. సో ప్రతి మెసేజ్ కి నాకు చూడండి ఇన్వాయిసెస్ అని వస్తుందండి. ఈవెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ splitting the message, every message is contains invoices. Inside of it we have a invoice. So like that it is splitting, right? So see root tag వస్తుంది నాకు. So let me use uh, the iterating splitter. So let me use iterating
Chandra,
splitter.
Chandra, let's try with the parallel in the same gender splitter once how the data is coming.
Yeah, sorry.
Enable the parallel option. Parallel in the general
Yeah, okay,
splitter
okay.
only.
Parallel multicast. Okay, yeah, I will show you here. Parallel is not required, so I will show you that in the uh, iterating splitter itself. So see, I will stop the option here. So now I am stopping this option. So see, let me do it. So we can easily find the difference here. Splitter iterator. So okay, here I have to configure this splitting options. So here you can see I'm using the export here. So that expression, same expression, whatever the expression we are using here. So here we are using this one. So this expression is I'm using here. The same remaining options also same. So let me check. So now we will not get this invoices we have, right? That data we will not get in a every message. That is the difference between the iterating splitter and the general splitter. So that means the general splitter will take the abstraction details actually. So that means root elements. So here you can see. So that is coming from this invoice, not from the invoices, not from the invoices. It is taking inside of the invoices, that's all. So see, every message contains only the invoice, only the invoice, but the general splitter had received along with the invoices, the root element along with the invoices. So that is the difference between iterating splitter and then general splitter. So general split, iterating splitter and then general splitter difference. So just a second.
Only the root element will not come. XML declaration is coming, right? Hello.
Yeah, yes, I'm there. So I'm on mute. So yeah, the difference, the main difference between the iterating splitter and the general splitter, we will not get that. I mean, root element details, root element details. So and also we will get the differences in a this. Let's see the differences in this one like line break. Let's see the differences in the line break. So here you can see, let's configure the line break. So the line break means it will not, so most of the cases we will use this option for the CSV files. CSV means comma separated values. So previously I created some CSV file here. Let me check once. So this is the one of the CSV file. This is the comma separated values. So see, this is the CSV file. So let me take this file as an input here. So the for the line break I am using. So see, I am using this value. So now see, if I use the general splitter, what will be the output is the first line item and then first invoice details. That first header, the first header and the first invoice item. So the first header and then second invoice, header and third invoice, header and fourth invoice, header and fifth invoice. So see here, let me execute this one now. So for each splitted message, we will get that header information when I am using the general splitter. Yeah, said this person Arun, let's configure the parallel multicast here. That will be
No, no, no.
easy
I'm
to.
asking not that one.
Yeah,
Actually, parallel processing option is there, no, in the general splitter only.
yeah, that will. Okay, okay, that's what you are asking, right? The parallel processing, right? Okay. So that we cannot consider. I mean, cannot check here. So like here you can see, even if I using the parallel processing here in one, so you will get the same result here. So see, you will get the same result. You cannot find the differences here. So at the runtime only we can find the differences. So what happened? So then the message 228 call 2 to 10 means it is asking from 2 to 10. Why? So let's check. So maybe so the number of concurrent processor is valid from 2 to 10x. So let's see. So see, you cannot find the differences here. So see, five messages we got. So why it is line break, right? So that is the reason we got. So actually we can check this in the runtime only, the parallel processing. So see, now let's focus on this line. So now you got it right, Arun. So we can check this in the runtime only.
I mean, what would be the difference in the runtime?
So first two messages will, whenever the first two messages are done the splitting, then it will immediately trigger to the receiver.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So it will not wait for the remaining ones. So that is the use of that parallel processing.
Okay.
Yeah. So see here, let's focus on the line break now. So actually this is our input payload, right? So this is our input payload. So if I use the line break here, so what will happen is, so each message contains this body here. So see, first header and fifth invoice, right? So let's come from the starting. So here this is the invoice cost, the first item, main header item, and then invoice one detail. This for second message header item and second invoice details. The third item header and then invoice details, header and then fourth invoice detail, header and fifth invoice details. So like that the general splitter is split the messages here. Like that the general splitter is split the messages here. So now let's check the same option for the iterating splitter. So now see, for each option it is sending the data to the target. I mean it is sending the header information to the target uh, a target system. I mean header is sending for each message to the target. So now what I'm doing is I'm configuring the iterating splitter for the line break. So let's see the line break. So see, now what will happen is, so it will take only for, so let's check the result. Okay, okay, from here, not from there. The first record will be the, I useless here. See how many, what are the count of the messages here? Six messages. Why it is six messages? Previously we have five messages, right? Now why it is six messages here? Any idea? So the first header item also it is taking as a one line item. So see, remaining objects will not, I mean remaining items will not get this header information here. If you see NV01, 02, 03, 04 and 05. So that is the difference between the iterating splitter and the general splitter. And also the iterating splitter also contains some other option, that is a token. So what is the use of this token means, for example, see, I would like to take only the item details from the entire this XML here. So I have these three invoice details, right? I would like to take only this item details. So got it, item details. So invoice item slash item. So for example, items. So what is the, so let me take that. So slash, that's okay, sorry, I place dot here, invoices slash invoice items. So that means from these three records, it will take these invoice items. So first one, the second one, and then third one. So these three invoice items will be taken by using this invoice items data. So let me simulate this one. So let's see the output. So based on that token, it is taking the data. So see, simulation is completed. So we haven't, okay. Here we have to place item, right? So item, we have to place item. Let me take the simulation now. So we will get all items. Who came in? It is token. Why? Invoices like, okay. So what is the issue here? Anyone observe? What is the issue with this XPath?
2 times you have placed invoices.
Yes. Yeah. Still, why it was worked previously? Just a second. This invoices slash invoice items. Invoices, invoice items. Invoice items only, right? Invoice items and then item. So let's try for invoice items first, then we will go with item. Okay. Got it. So here we don't need to provide this entire XPath. Sorry, I forgot it. I am changing my statement. So here we have to make the item name. So that element name here. So token means that element name. Just we have to provide that element name. So that's what. So now it will work. So it will read all the item details from that XML. The token means it will take the only the element name here. I mean field name here, field name or a root tag name. Oh, items. So Raghav, that day we tested right this one. What is the token name we given? Actually, I am not remembering the token name now. Raghav, are you there? Okay. We are making some mistake here. What making we are mistake is, so we are sending this data and we are checking for this XML actually. So that is the issue. I have to check this one as well every time. I hope now it will work. So the issue is with the payload, I hope. So it will require only that token name here. Let's wait. It is running simulation. Let me cancel it. It is taking time. And also let me take this configuration. This is invoice items. So let me refresh this. Let me try the simulation again. Sometimes, so now see it is successfully processed. Total 3 messages. So token means, so it will take, the token means it will take only that specified values from the entire payload. So see invoice items, right? So this is the item. So total 3 messages we have. So this is the one of the invoice items. So inside of it I have a total 3 items. So see, this is a second invoice items. So inside of it, I have a 3 other items. So this is a other item that contains total 3 items, 3 items inside of it. So now see what is the use of. So this is the use of the token value. So that token, if you provide the token, so based on that token name, so that means XML field name, it will take the data from the payload. So clear, this is the use of token actually. So previously the issue with this, I forgot to change the flat file to XML. So that is the reason we got there. I mean, we haven't received any of the splitted message at the target side. So this is about a general splitter and iterating splitter. And also we covered how to configure the retry mechanism by using JMS queues. So this is about a general splitter and iterating splitter. సో డిఫరెన్సెస్ అర్థమయ్యాయి కదండి. సో ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్ అయితే కనుక రూట్ ట్యాగ్ విల్ జనరేటెడ్ ఫర్ జనరల్ స్ప్లిటర్, ఫర్ iterating splitter it will not generate. For line break in the general splitter it will take a header element for each message, but coming to the iterating splitter the header element also will take as a one element. So I mean one message, the header line also will take it as a one message. After that only it is splitting the message. The general splitter contains token. So token means a field name or root tag name. So based on that it will split the messages into the multiple messages based on this token.
So line break is used only for non-XML, right?
You can use XML also. So if you send this, so whatever it is, so if you are placing XML details here and if you use line break, it will just give the line by line XML, that's all. So for example, see if I use the line break here, so what will happen, this XML, how many lines it contains. So for example, how many lines this XML contains, total of 68, right? So it will give the 68 as a output here. If you see, you will get 68 messages at the target side. Not only for CSV files, you can use this line break for any message. So just it will just line break and it will send the each line to the target, that's all. So see total 60 messages you will find at the target side. So 68 actually. So let's see what is the first message here. So this is the invoices is the first message. So let's check the what is the last message. So this is the closing tag of invoices. So
Okay.
68. 68, yeah. So each message just it will it will repro, I mean it will
So
based on
if you use
fashion.
it, if you use iterating splitter here, the 67 will come, 66 will come. The
Okay,
root
this is
tag will
iterate, so this is a iterating splitter only. If I use the general splitter, we will get 67.
in the general splitter. Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah. So we will get So anyway, this is line break light. So that declaration part, these invoices will come for every message here.
I think
See,
66 will come. Now root will be from starting and end. It will be eliminated. No root tag
no, 67 only. We will get 67 only.
because
First line. So see 67.
okay line
The
okay
first line only it will
line
take. So
only.
see.
Okay
But
okay okay.
yeah, that last contains opening tag of invoice, root element, and then last line. So if I go for the middle of the message like 37, for example, that also contains invoice opening tag.
Okay.
So this is about the general splitter and iterating splitter. So let's go for the zip splitter now. So what is the use of zip splitter? So some SFTP location we are using, I mean we are reading the some zip files. So for example, so here you can see zip files we are reading. So in that case, we will use this zip splitter actually. Zip splitter, zip. So we have a zip files right in our local mission. So zip file means, so for example, see test.zip. So here in this file, I have these addresses and then cities as a CSV file. So instead of going to this, uh, so this is the zip splitter test. So I have a two documents, that is new 18 text and new 20 text. So I created this as a zip file. Here you can see this. How we can create as a zip file? You can just right click on it. So based on your add-on, so add to archive we have option, right? So RK will defaultly take RAR file. So for you, for instead of RAR, so this is zip splitter, right? Actually, this is work for only .zip conversion. So .zip files only it will accept actually. So that is the reason I using this .zip and I am clicking on OK. So see, it is created the zip special test.zip. So see, same name. So same name it is created. So let me try to. So this zip splitter doesn't contain. So just other than that file name, it will create everything as a. So see here, this is a file name pattern. If you wanted to change the file name pattern from the source, then you can use this option. Otherwise, you can ignore that configuration here. So ignore means no need to configure this file name here. So because I am using the file names whatever we have inside of the payload. So యాక్చువల్గా టెక్స్ట్ అయితే ఇక్కడ పేస్ట్ చేస్తామండి డైరెక్ట్గా బట్ అది బైనరీ ఫైల్ కదా హౌ వీ కెన్ అప్లోడ్ దట్ we can upload from the local machine. So this is the desktop. So zip split dot test dot dsp. So see, you can see the statement, your file contains binary content and will not be displayed. So let me click on OK here. So now see, this is I'm making the stop. So how many files inside of the zip splitter? We have total two files, right? So that two files will be as a output after the zip splitter configuration. So see, what are all the messages inside of it? So see, first let me open the first splitter option here. So see, this is the option of, I mean, this is the data of first message. So see, this is the data of. So let me check the file name here. Where we can find the file name here? Camel file name here. So see new 18. So the first message is a new 18 here. So let me open the new 18 message here. So see, this is the new 18 message. So API open connectors endpoint URL user organization element and XESRF token. So see here, this the body is here, same body. So open connectors user organization element and XESRF token. So if I go for second message, so what I have in the second message, some JMS data. So some JMS data. So let me open that new 20 file here. So see, change key, home address, current or region. So all the details will be available there. So clear? So this is about zip. So the next one is a tar splitter. So when the files coming in the tar format you can, so this is zip and tar will work same like that, so we have a naming convention for it. So when the file is coming in a .tar extension, then time you can use this tar. Other than that there is no changes here. So this is the way we can configure this zip splitter and then tar splitter. So how about the remaining splitters? So let's configure the IDOC splitter here. So there is no configuration for IDOC
Chandra,
splitter.
this for the
Yeah.
zip splitter, I mean, if the message goes, it will unzip and it will split the messages in the zip file, and it will go to the receiver, right? In the
No,
receiver,
no, no. The receiver will receive actual messages only. Text messages only that receiver will receive.
okay, it won't receive the zip one, right? Okay,
Yeah, no, no, no. It will won't receive the zip file. Here the zip splitter is already zipping, right? Unzipping, right?
okay, okay, got it.
Yeah. So this IDOC splitter, so actually, so for example, we are getting this invoices. So one invoices file, we are getting multiple invoices, right? So because of this, so just a second. Okay, I'm back. So this IDOC splitter. So what we can do is in the IDOC splitter is, so we will get a bunch of IDOCs from the SAP system, for example. So this IDOC splitter, what it will do is, so that IDOC splitter will split the IDOCs into the multiple IDOCs. Got it? This IDOC splitter will split the message into the multiple IDOCs. So based on that, the remaining configuration, after that configuration, we can configure or map multiple messages. I mean, we can we can do mapping for IDOC and you can send it to the target system. There is no configuration here required. So it will automatically, whenever the root tag is carving IDOC, then it will split the message and it will send to the target system. That's all. So this is about the IDOC splitter. So the next the fine one. So this is EDI splitter. Will split the EDI files actually. So EDI is one of the data format. So that will separate the EDI files. So PKCS and CMS splitter, actually this is a payload file name and then signature file name. So like sometimes we will get some signature files, right? Signature files means that secured files. So that time we will use the this I mean like a pkcs #7/cms spreader. This is rarely used. I am also not got this type of requirement till it. So these are about the splitters. So this is about that splitters. So these are the splitters we are working in a CPI. Okay. So you can try from your end, so the splitter and then retry configuration. So based on that, if you have any queries, so we can discuss in the next session. Okay. Hello.
Yes, Chandra. What
Yes,
would be the
Chandra.
size of the maximum zip file that we can take?
That is depends upon the sender adapter actually. So you can see here. So here in the simulation we cannot place more than 1 MB actually. In
Mhm.
the simulation we cannot send more than 1 MB. So here
Okay.
in this, so for example, in the HTTPS, the condition making whatever we have. So here, if you are placing 500 MB, So it will support up to 500 MB. There is no limitation here.
Okay.
So that depends
And
upon the sender adapter.
you said if it is binary data, we can copy and paste in that box. Binary means what?
So actually the binary means here you can say, you can send like this here. So you can send and then select the file, you can send it to the target system from the postman actually. But this case is whenever we are using the zip files, so that zip file will can pick from the some of the SFTP locations actually. SFTP locations. Say like we are picking with the SFTP file, right? SFTP contains that folder contains zip files. Then it will read the zip files and it will unzip and it will place the unzip files in some other file. Yeah, okay. So I am closing the session. Actually, that Emacs contains the same link lo inko class undantandi. So we'll connect tomorrow then. Okay, bye. I'm getting calls
Okay.
from there.
Yeah. Chandra, can you share the interview questions?
Yeah, sure, Rajas. So
Yeah.
it might take 2 days. Actually, I have only 20 to 30 questions right now. So I will share the questions anyway. That questions you can prepare. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.